Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do they all have in common? It's that they're the Resident Evils that are on the Switch today. But today, I'm going to be talking about Resident Evil 2, 3, 7, 8 because on the Switch, there's streaming / on the cloud. Now that might sound fine, cloud gaming's gotten better over the years, but there's many problems with it, like how the main point of the Switch is to go places. Or as they put it, switch and play, which means you can switch from home or anywhere. But with the Resident Evils on the Switch, they should be called Stuck at Home. Yes, I know that would be a very bad console name, but still. Now, you may be like, well, as long as it works, that's the thing. The servers can be full at 8 in the morning or any time, unless you want to stay up till 3 a.m. just to play Resident Evil 8 for the 20th time. Now, you might be like, well, then drop $500 on a working console so that you can play the games. Have you rethought? Okay, good. Now this might be just me, but no matter how fast the internet is, the servers seem to crash or really slow down. So yeah, Resident Evil on the Switch is bad, but it's got me thinking if every cloud game on the Switch is bad. And in short, yes. Plus, I know this is not just cloud services, but they can shut down the server and not give you a refund. Now, sure, there's the Stop Games from Dying campaign going on, but as of writing this, they have not got enough to stop that. And even if they do, you know Nintendo would be the last one to do this. And that's the thing I hate about Nintendo. You get bad performance, at least on the Switch and Switch 2, and the stuff mostly on the Switch 2 is overpriced. With that being the only way to play exclusives, also, unlike Xbox being the main one letting all capable consoles play their games. And PlayStation has been releasing their games on Steam, which now Xbox can play. And sure, this rant went from Resident Evil to the state of games, but still, Resident Evil's only online game before was Reavers. So why is it the same when they stream it? Perfect internet, and you can still spend 5 minutes spinning mid-boss fight. Or just the server kicking you for being AFK. And that makes sense, but still, maybe if they made the servers a little bigger, and Nintendo has made 400,000 or even more, so they have the money to do this. And somehow, the Switch can't play the newer Resident Evil games when the GameCube could play Resident Evil 4 with that weird chainsaw controller. So now that just goes to show how much Nintendo cares now is not letting people play the games they want, it's playing their exclusives, aka not being able to play Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, not 4, 7, and 8, but that you can play 4, 5, 0, 1, the old ones, but you can play that on the GameCube. So I'm not impressed. And we know that you can play games like Resident Evil 8 on the go. Like, look at the Steam Deck. Only $50 more than the Switch 2, and you can play a whole lot more games. Or the new Xbox Ally. If it can play Steam, it can play more than the Switch 2. So that just goes to show that Resident Evil on the Switch sucks. But what about the Switch 2? No, you can't play Resident Evil, not yet. But I don't think Nintendo cares about making it run smoothly. Which we've seen from Cyberpunk 2077, making the Switch 2 worse if you played for too long. And that's with them trying to care about Cyberpunk. I mean, maybe if we got a Resident Evil 8 hand controller like the Resident Evil 4 chainsaw. No, that one sounds gross. Oh well, I still want something to compensate for this. Now you might say, you have a PC with Resident Evil, why do you give a fuck? And I say, well, good point. But, whoever I made this up in my head, I'm gonna continue ranting even though I don't have a reason for this video. Also, you would think that Resident Evil might be cheaper on the Switch, but no, at least not the ones on cloud. Now, I get they have to pay for the servers, but the way that they do it doesn't give them any brownie points. Now, sure, half this rant was about the gaming industry and Nintendo not caring about their fans, just money, but still really ask yourself, who asked for Resident Evil on the Switch? At least when it's this bad. Like, I get if Resident Evil fans were begging for Resident Evil on the Switch, but every video on YouTube, or like anywhere else, is, it's okay, or no, don't buy it, it's not that good. And if they did a good job making it fun and enjoyable to play Resident Evil on the Switch, like, no one now would be that mean about it. But the Switch does it badly, so yeah. But I think, a lot more people, and this video would not exist on YouTube if they just did a better running the servers. or if my poll hated this video idea. So why? Just why? Now, one last thing before we go. Now, if this was Nintendo's first month getting into cloud gaming, I would have been a bit more skeptical that they could improve. But they've had a whole 7 years, because the first game that was clouded on the Nintendo Switch was on May 24th, 2018. So 7 years and still dog shit. Well, yeah, Resident Evil on the Switch, even on the Switch 2, still sucks. When the PS4 had Resident Evil 8/Village down. But if it's not Mario, we just need a profit, not make it good. Well, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, I'll probably go a mix of rants and theories, when I can find good theories that aren't 2 minutes. Also, I said to a friend I'd talk about his videos, so his first video is my favorite. His others are okay. Yeah, but make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this different type of video, and I will see you in the next one. Well, maybe I should just double check to make sure my poll agreed. Okay, I get that I said that his first video was my favorite, but he didn't have to do this. I'm gonna post it anyway, but oh well.